Say, it's our Friday. Someone has no daycare, so mom has no work. Ooh. Oh. Someone finally woke up and we're gonna head to daycare real quick. Mommy drop you off? So yummy. You're silly. Someone's in a silly mood this morning. Tomorrow we get to cuddle in bed. Did you know that? We get to cuddle in bed. So good. Okay, off to daycare we go. Say goodbye. It's like 5 o'clock and we're going trunk or treating, aren't we? Scratched his eye because he won't let me clip his nails. But homeboy is an astronaut. And the back has a little fire pack. Do you think you're cute? Do you think you're cute? Let's go trunk or treat. You ready? I'm not gonna vlog there because there's a bunch of kids at the school. And I don't think they all want to be on the vlog. But Granny and Grampy and Uncle Daryl and Charlie are coming. And Will's and Lachlan and Auntie Boo and Uncle Nick will be there. Someone's tired. Then we're going to Chick-fil-A after to get him some cheeky.
Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you call? So many years has gone by.
Someone wants mommy.
But I think about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all. But why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something in the air. Inexplicable, I can feel.
So today has not gone as planned, but it's okay. I just watched Cruz's Halloween costume from last night. He got some cookie and some juice on it, and I'm switching over some laundry. But today is Friday. I took off work originally. I was gonna have just a cruise and mommy day. Well, that is what we're having, but Cruz I don't think is feeling so hot. Just gonna keep him home and do Tylenol for his fever and just watch him and see if it gets any worse. He's feeling a little better right now, but I think it's because the Tylenol kicked in. He woke up this morning kind of cranky, really early. Here he comes, and we cuddled in bed and watched a movie, and he was content. We're crawling right now. He's just congested, had a bunch of snot coming out. So when he was done with his bottle, he got down and to walk around. Are you helping me with the laundry? Wow. And was in a good mood, so I made a breakfast. He had a banana, some sausage, and a waffle with a little butter on it. And thank you so much. We put it all in there. And he ate it all except his sausage, but he was acting normal, drank his rest of his milk. And he just, oh, thank you. And he just played for a little bit. While I was sitting on the couch drinking my coffee, he came up and crawled and laid on my chest and just wanted to cuddle. So we let that happen. And then he fell asleep. He took a little morning nap. This was like 2 hours after he woke up. Fell asleep for about 2 hours. It was like 1 hour and 45 minutes. On my chest. And as sweet as that is, it's just like super unlike of him right now. He's just not a cuddly guy anymore. I mean, sometimes, but not like that. I noticed he was super hot. I'm still congested, as you can hear, but I'm on an antibiotic and have been since Wednesday, so. Wow, you're doing so good, but he's in a good mood right now. But anyways, I noticed he was so hot, and I was like, maybe it's because me and him were cuddling. And I'm like, maybe I'm just hot against him or whatever. So I waited a little bit when he woke up, and then I took his temperature. I took his temperature once, it was 102. 102 even. Took it twice. It was 101.6. And then I took it a few more times. I need a new thermometer, but basically it was 101.5, 101.6 again, multiple times. And he was just super cranky and cuddly. He wants in the washer, but that's not happening. So, we do have a fever. I gave him some Tylenol. He is drinking lots of water, so that's good. Yep, we've had some pee diapers and some poop diapers, so that part's great. But he's definitely not feeling the greatest. I'm hoping it's just a quick bug. We'll get this fever under control, stop the Tylenol, and we'll be good to go. We're just gonna stay home today. I was gonna go run some errands, and I just don't think that's gonna happen unless he turns a corner, but I just think today and tonight will be just a stay-at-home day. Scott is on his way home, and I know Cruz is so excited to see him. The past few mornings before daycare, Cruz has been crying, going da 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 da, which is so sweet. I think Cruz could go down for another nap, honestly. We'll go lay down. So I might go lay down with him. I'm getting nothing done except a load of laundry, so that's okay. And the dishwasher's done, so I need to unload that at some point and pay some bills. But other than that, it's gonna be in Cruz and mommy cuddle day, I think. And I'm okay with that. I just wish he felt better so we could go do something. Yeah, so that's my cue. I'm gonna go, but I don't know how much you're gonna get of us today because we just don't feel good. So, say hi. Say we'll see you later. So we're gonna go cuddle and we might show you the rest of our day. We'll see how today goes. No kiss from mama, but we can play with the camera. You're silly. You're so warm. So, say over and out. With you right now. I've been on the couch for a few hours with Cruz. Just had a yogurt. By the way, these are delicious. It is the So Delicious dairy-free coconut milk yogurt, raspberry, blueberry, and key lime. Those are my top 3. Cruz actually likes them too. He just had some of this. He has been sleeping on my chest for the last few hours. He finally woke up and he had a Pedialyte pop and a couple bites of my yogurt, and now we're eating Cheetos again. Please don't judge me. He won't eat today, so whatever he will eat, he's going to eat. We're still watching Sing. But he's been asleep for more hours out of the day than anything. Tylenol is definitely kicked in. Our ear's a little red on this side, so I'm really, oh, it looks really red in the camera. I'm really hoping it's not what I think it is because we're allergic to the medicine to get rid of ear infection. I would assume they have an alternative medicine to give people who are allergic to amoxicillin, but he hasn't had an ear infection since we found out that he's allergic. So I don't know. Haven't washed my hair. I was supposed to spray tan today for the weekend. Probably not gonna happen. It is 4:30. Scott says he'll be home around 8. We'll see if that actually happens. But we've been a pretty boring household today because we've been sitting on this couch, laying on this couch with the pups. And if he's not better tomorrow, I'm gonna take him to the clinic, the walk-in clinic. But I'm really hoping he is better tomorrow. Looking at his ear in the camera though, I'm kind of thinking he might have an ear infection. So that won't just go away. So we'll see. At least someone showered in this house. He won't really eat dinner, so I was trying to get him to drink some milk, but we're a little interested. So I think we're gonna go back to cuddling. He had a good time in the bath until it was time to get out. We don't have a fever at the moment, but we did have Tylenol about an hour ago. So back to cuddling. I still haven't showered. I don't know if I got a chance to show this beautiful arrangement. I did drop it in my car, unfortunately. My mom got it for me. What? Isn't it pretty? My mom got it for me, and it's so beautiful. It's in this painted mason jar. These are just so pretty. I couldn't even tell you what flowers these are, but it's a beautiful arrangement. What, honey? Okay, but I'll post down below who it's from. I think it's Rebecca Blooms is the name of the page on Instagram, and it's actually a family friend, my mom's best friend. Her kid owns this company. So, pretty cool, and it's a fairly new company, I believe, but I will post the Instagram page and the website below if there is a website, but I believe it's just an Instagram. It's Rebecca Blooms. It's Sunday now. I just got done meal prepping for the upcoming week, putting laundry away, washing our sheets, so I need to make our bed. But I just wanted to wrap up that last week with Scott being gone because things kind of turned on Friday. I think the last I showed was Cruz just out of the bath, wouldn't eat dinner, just kind of not feeling well and tired. So it wasn't allergies. Literally like 2 hours after I filmed that, we were just cuddling on the couch watching a movie, and he fell asleep on my chest at like 6:30. And I could tell he was so hot. By that point, the Tylenol and everything had worn off, but I didn't want to wake him. I wanted him to sleep. If he was asleep, I wanted him to sleep it off. Anyways, he woke up like out of the blue, startled, and then vomed all over me. It was like yellow stomach acid, like legit vomit, not just like spit up. And then I thought maybe it's just because he had medicine and didn't have dinner. I look like a mess. But that continued. So then we went to the sink and he vomited probably 6 or 7 more times, you know, like the full dry heaving and then the whole vomit come out. It scared him to death. He was crying. I was crying. I had vomit all over me. There was vomit all over the island. There was a vomit on his clothes. So I stripped him down, took my tank top off, and called Scott. I'm like, are you almost home? At that point, Vicky had called me, Scott's mom, just to check on us, see if Scott was home. And I told her what was up. I texted my mom, told her what was up. Both of them wanted to come and help, but I was like, please don't. I don't want you to get sick if he has a stomach flu. Like I didn't want all of us to go down for the count. I wasn't sure what was going on. Then I started taking his temperature. His temperature was a 103.5, which scared me. Obviously, it's my first kid, so I panicked. Then I took it like 30 minutes later. It was 103.8, and I felt like it just kept rising. So I called the Children's Mercy like urgent care helpline just to ask them questions, and they took my name and number and they call you back. Well, no one ever called me back. It was like an hour later, no one called me back. They did end up calling me back like an hour and a half later, but at that point I was already freaking out. So Scott got home at like 7, I don't know, I feel like he vomited at first at like 7, and then it was like 7:30, 7:35, Scott comes in the door, and I was like, I think we have to go. At this point, Cruz is like lethargic. He's like laying on my chest with, I have a bowl like right here on the edge of my shoulder. He had already vomited down my shoulder. His breathing was off. It scared me to death. He was so out of it. He obviously just wanted me to hold him, which was fine, but I don't know. His high fever, lethargic, it scared me. So we went to Children's Mercy East, just the office in Independence before. It's like one of those offices, they see you and kind of assess you, and then if they have to take you to the hospital, they'll take you from there. But I didn't think it was that bad. I just want to be seen and be told what was going on, or if there's something I could do differently, basically, so we could all sleep. So we went there and we waited for only like 15-20 minutes. It wasn't bad. Checked in, you know, did all that. Long story short, we were there till about 10:30 maybe, not too long. Basically, they said he had an ear infection and he had an upper respiratory infection. So this last week, I've had sinuses that turned into a sinus infection, upper respiratory situation. I've been on antibiotics for a week, not a week, since Wednesday, so 5-6 days. I can't math. That's like 4 days at this point, or 3 days. So I'm like, great, I gave him that, or maybe he got it from daycare, I don't know. They're saying he vomited because of his high fever and just not feeling good and the lack of food and medicine. It could be any of it. So I don't know. I don't know if he had a stomach bug too, because I don't know. I have no idea. So we left there with an antibiotic, some ibuprofen. They gave him some there, and they gave him some Zofran to get him to stop crying, or to stop puking. We left there. He came home. That night was extremely rough. He was up every hour or so screaming bloody murder. Did not feel good, kept tugging at his ear. Before that, he had not tugged at his ear, so I had no idea he had an ear infection, so I kind of felt bad about that. Anyways, the next day, he was in a better mood. Saturday. This was Saturday. I went to my workout class. Scott stayed home with him. I felt bad leaving, but I needed to get my workout class in. I needed that time to myself. When I came back, and granted, I've been on antibiotics, so I wasn't going to give anyone anything. I came back, Cruz was in a great mood, and I gave him his antibiotic that we had finally had refilled because I couldn't refill it the night before because it was closed. About 45 minutes after the antibiotic, he is screaming. He was throwing himself everywhere, screaming bloody murder, like blood-curdling screams, in pain, wouldn't let me touch him. Then he wanted me to hold him, then he wouldn't. He'd throw his hands away from me. He was throwing stuff. He was in so much pain, and I think it was his belly. And I was like, that is so weird to me. He had just had kind of breakfast, and he finally, like 2 hours later, snapped out of it and was a happy baby. Nothing changed. He did have some water, and then he was normal. But then when it came to nighttime Saturday night, we just hung out at home. We were supposed to go on a date night with Scott's cousin and Blair and Nick, but Blair and Nick kind of backed out because Blair's extremely pregnant and didn't feel good, and I just didn't feel right leaving Cruz. So we stayed home and hung out at home, which was great. Gave him his antibiotic. He went down to bed at a normal time, and I thought he will get a good night of sleep, feel better in the morning. About an hour after giving his antibiotic, the same thing happened again, and I'm talking, this happened till about 9:30. He went to bed at 7, gave his antibiotic at 7. At like 8 o'clock, woke up screaming bloody murder. This happened till about 9:30. I'm calling the children's line again just to see what's going on. Basically, long story short, they think the antibiotic is too strong for his belly, and it's giving him severe stomach pains when he takes it, and then when it gets out of his system or like kicks in or fully or whatever, it's like it's sitting on his belly so heavy that it makes so many or it makes his stomach all like cramp up, and he just cannot handle it. I've tried all the things, feeding him more food, water, milk, everything to give him something in his stomach, but it's just not working. So about 9:30 he snapped at it and he wanted some Cheerios. So he was eating Cheerios. He felt better, he's drinking water, but for that hour and a half, 2 hours that he is screaming, it is so miserable. I'm crying, we're standing up rocking him, he's throwing himself out of our arms, he wants to be on the floor left alone. I let him throw his little tantrum, then he throws himself back in your arms and wants to be held. It's like literally so miserable. I was crying. Scott and I were kind of bickering at each other because we're like, we don't know what to do. Like, it's just like a high stress situation. Anyways, I'm like, I'm done giving him this antibiotic. No one can really give me answers, just that it maybe is sitting heavy on his stomach, and I'm done. I'm gonna make an appointment for his regular doctor this week, which I did for Monday, just to get checked. He hasn't had a fever since, it was Saturday morning at like 4 a.m. So it's been almost 48 hours since he's had a fever. It will be tomorrow morning at like 4 or 5 a.m. So his fever's gone. So I'm just giving him Tylenol and ibuprofen for pain for his ears because I'm done with the antibiotic. So that's really a long story short. Not long story short, that was so long. Long story short, the antibiotic is upsetting his stomach. He has an ear infection, upper respiratory infection, but he is feeling so much better, no fever. So it's been kind of a low-key but also busy, stressful weekend. Today we woke up and he was so much better. I've said that 20 times, but I went and got him a donut at Lamar's. That's the first time he's been to Lamar's and had a donut, so that was nice. I think he's had a donut, but like actually gone to Lamar's and picked his donut out. So that was nice. And then we picked up our groceries, came home. We've just done house stuff, vacuum, meal prep for the week, and I just didn't want to vlog. It's been a long weekend and I just wanted to recap my week. So I need to start editing. Cruz is napping right now, Scott's working out, and we are going to Tom and Vicky's tonight to have dinner before basically Blair has a baby and all the chaos happens again. So we are going to just have a family dinner and watch the Chiefs game. So stay tuned for more. I'm going to vlog this week and the next weekend for the next week to post. So crazy weekend. Hope everyone had a good weekend and is healthy. I'm trying to get this house healthy. And of course my camera died immediately after I was done rambling about our weekend and was trying to wrap this up. So so that's gonna be it for this video, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next.